By 1942, the German High Command felt secure in the darkness. While the American B-17 braved the daylight, the British RAF Bomber Command owned the night. But owning the night was becoming a death sentence. The Germans had constructed the most sophisticated air defense system in history, the Kammhuber Line. It was a chain of radar cells stretching from occupied France to Denmark. Each cell had a Freya long-range radar to find the bombers and Würzburg precision radars to guide night fighters directly to their targets. To a German officer in 1942, the night was a solid wall. They could see every bomber, calculate its speed, and vector an Me-110 fighter to its belly before the pilot even knew he was being hunted. Allied losses were catastrophic. Some nights, nearly 10% of the bomber force never returned. And the German officers were confident. They believed they had solved the problem of night defense. They were wrong. While the bombers were falling, scientists in British basements were perfecting a series of electronic ghosts. In a single night in July 1943, the German officers watched in horror as their entire defensive system, billions of marks worth of technology, simply ceased to function. The first and most devastating shock came on the night of July 24, 1943, during the attack on Hamburg. German radar operators looked at their screens and saw something they thought was impossible. Instead of a few dozen distinct blips representing the bomber stream, the screens suddenly exploded with thousands of targets. It looked like a blizzard of white noise. The Würzburg radars, which guided the deadly flak guns and night fighters, were completely blinded. The German officers desperately checked for equipment failure, but the interference was everywhere. What they didn't expect was window, known today as chaff. The RAF had dropped millions of small strips of aluminum foil, cut to the exact length of the German radar wavelength. To a radar beam, a single strip of foil looked exactly like a heavy bomber. The German officers realized with a cold chill that they were now fighting ghosts. Their night fighters were circling aimlessly in a silver fog, unable to find the real bombers, while the city of Hamburg burned below them. The darkness had been weaponized against the defenders. Before 1943, German officers expected Allied bombers to be inaccurate. On a cloudy night, bombers would often miss their targets by miles, and the Germans relied on blackouts to hide their cities. If a city was dark, it was safe. That expectation was shattered by the arrival of Oboe and H-2S. German officers were stunned when RAF Pathfinder squadrons began dropping target indicators, bright, colored magnesium flares, directly onto factories and oil refineries through 10/10ths cloud cover. Oboe used 2 radio beams transmitted from England that intersected precisely over the target. H-2S was even more terrifying. It was a ground-scanning radar mounted inside the bomber that allowed the crew to see the terrain below through clouds and darkness, showing the outlines of cities and rivers on a screen. The German officers realized that hiding in the dark was over. The Allied bombers no longer needed to see the target with their eyes, or they were being guided by invisible threads of mathematics and radio waves. The blackout, the German military's primary civilian defense, had become a useless ritual. In the early years of the Night War, the German night fighter pilots felt like the hunters, and the bombers were the prey. They used their own airborne radar, the Liechtenstein, to find the British Lancasters in the dark. But in 1943, the hunters became the hunted. German officers began receiving frantic reports of night fighters being shot down before they could even engage a bomber. They discovered that the RAF had equipped specialized mosquito fighters with a device called Sirat. Sirat allowed British pilots to home in on the radar signals being emitted by the German night fighters. But the very equipment the Germans used to find their prey was now acting as a beacon, leading British intruder fighters directly to their cockpits. The psychological impact on the Luftwaffe was devastating. German pilots became afraid to turn on their own radar. They realized the Allies hadn't just bypassed their defenses. They had turned the Luftwaffe's own technology into a weapon for their destruction. The final shock for German officers was a shift in Allied command and control. They were used to the British flying in a stream, a long, predictable line of planes. But during the Battle of the Ruhr, the Germans encountered the master bomber tactic. One highly experienced pilot would circle the target area for the duration of the raid, and acting as a director of ceremonies. German radio intercept officers listened in shock as the master bomber spoke over the radio, calmly correcting the aim of the hundreds of planes above, telling them to overshoot the yellow flares or concentrate on the western fires. This level of real-time tactical management in the middle of a chaotic night battle was something the German officers had never anticipated. It turned a disorganized raid into a surgical strike. The Germans realized they weren't just fighting a fleet of planes. They were fighting a synchronized, professionalized bombing machine that could adjust its tactics minute by minute while under heavy fire. By late 1944, the German night defense was a shambles. The Wizard War, the battle of frequencies, radars, and countermeasures, had been won by the Allies. The German officers, who had once looked at the night sky as their greatest ally, now looked at it with dread. They had been outpaced not just in industrial production, but in scientific imagination. Every time they developed a new radar, the Allies developed a ghost to haunt it. Every time they hid in the clouds, the Allies found a way to see through them. The shock for the Luftwaffe was the realization that the impenetrable fortress of the German sky was actually a house of glass. The Allied night bombers didn't just bring fire, they brought the end of a military era where darkness offered protection. To the German officer standing on a flak tower in 1945, the lesson was clear. In modern war, there is no place to hide from the light of science.